Scams, that is one of the biggest things that you have to watch out for now. I know a lot of people have been giving from their heart with the Texas Hill Country floods happening right now, and everybody feels really vulnerable and wants to help in any way possible. At this point, we're already seeing some scams online of donation pages, and that's why I have here with me Jason Mesa from the Better Business Bureau. You guys have already flagged some accounts.
We're busy. We're busy. We're monitoring a lot of social media chatter. Obviously, it starts on social media. It's convenient, it's easy, it's quick, but at the same time, yes, it's just like clockwork. Anytime that we have a tragedy, cyber criminals are kind of trolling. They're monitoring, and many times they're bots. Sarah, they're created. They're robots just using AI, the power of AI, to create these pages, get people's money, and then it just as quickly remove them or migrate. So it's tough. It's a real tough game.
Now, this is really crazy because AI was not even something that you worried about a year or two ago. And now it's rampant, from fake videos, fake information, and even the scams they're using AI for.
You've heard of deepfake technology where you can mimic voices, clone voices, and make people's mouths move to the sound of a voice. So imagine that times 10 today from about 2 or 3 years ago from where we're at. So yes, everything that's legit out there, fundraiser-wise, is getting cloned or mimicked or imitated. And you might go down a dark path not thinking it's the wrong link, but in fact, it's one that looks just like the original. And it's hard. Once you're there, the emotions kick in. It's usually a story involved, and people fall.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because at a time like this, when there's so much tragedy, you still have some people who are just pure evil. What do we watch out for at this point? What have you seen exactly online? GoFundMe has been a really big thing. We've seen a lot of families now beginning to create GoFundMe accounts for their loved ones, for funeral costs or for recovery efforts, or for injuries sustained, whatever it is.
Correct.
And a lot of them are legitimate, but you have some that are, like you said, are cloned. What do we watch out for?
Yes, these crowdfunding sites, platforms are great. They are awesome. However, some better than others, arguably, will check and verify if the fundraisers are legit, if they're connected to the people that they're raising money for. So before that happens, it could take hours or even days before one of those is taken down. In that time, they create money, and they're gone. So places like that, crowdfunding sites, I think the hallmarks are if they're not very transparent, if they're not willing to answer tough questions, if you'd like to ask questions, a good charity will tell you where the money's going. A great charity will reveal everything. Exactly who's on the board of directors, what their mission is, how long they've been around. Things like that are typical hallmarks of a good charity. Online, it's tough though, because again, it could be masked. It could be just the same duplicate of somebody's real crowdfunding site, just mimicked to another one. So you've got to do your own homework and double check with the crowdfunding site like GoFundMe. Is this the real appeal? Okay,
so there are two things here I want to touch upon. We talked about, first of all, cloning Facebook pages of those family members, and then they're taking those Facebook pages and putting a GoFundMe of their own, the scammers, under those pages that are identical to the real family. So it's really difficult to tell. So number one, you got to check if the Facebook page is real. And then number two, when you click on the GoFundMe page, if that is real as well. How do you do that? First, take us through the Facebook page and then the GoFundMe page.
Sure. On Facebook, on Meta, obviously it's tough. Some of the red flags we see are, does it have a profile picture? One. Number two, the history. Does it have an established friends list? Do you have mutual friends? Do you have connected friends you can reach out to and say, is this the real person? And then length of time with that profile. If it was just created 2 days ago, that should bring up a red flag. That should turn your stomach a little bit. So kind of 3 hallmarks on that. On the crowdfunding sites, yes, there are portals now. This is great. There are verified portals on crowdfunding sites that say, here are the real deals. These are the ones we have vetted, we've verified. Only use these.
So GoFundMe is the most popular. Can you open that up? Can you show me on here? Because I went on to see that verified list and it was hard for me to find it. So I'm going to try to show you guys, when you click on the GoFundMe page, maybe how to tell if this is the real deal. Jason, I asked Jason and he said they have a whole team right now at the BBB dedicated to just scanning and looking for those scammers during the flood period that we're dealing with right now, because they are seeing them to try, they're seeing them right now, really an increase of those scammers, and they're beginning to operate quickly. So he's going to show me that right now, how they flag those people and how we can do it ourselves as well and flag those people. Another thing on Facebook that I wanted to touch upon real quickly before we get to the GoFundMe is, if they're under messages, they go under people's messages and they'll say, hey, I'd love to befriend you, or can you donate here? That's a big red flag. I've seen it on my page. They'll go under my people's messages and respond as if it's me when it's not me. So that's something to really watch out for as well. And they created, exactly like you said, a clone, so it's hard to tell who the real person is. So if it's in the messages and you see replies from that person, that's a scammer right away.
They're hijacking their comments. They're in the comment. They live in the comments many times too.
That's what I meant. The comments, not the messages. I'm sorry. The comments section.
Yes.
And you can see it publicly. All right. Let's go back to the GoFundMe page of how to look for a verified GoFundMe, if it's a real family or not.
Yeah. So one example, you will go to what is GoFundMe, and it'll have a relief page. It'll say Texas Relief, and it has there, and from there it says, here are the ones that we've verified, we've vetted, that are true. Now, only go to those links and not accept one that's unsolicited or came on a friend's account, because it could be a clone of exactly what this one is.
Are these all flood victims right now?
Yes.
Okay, so these are all verified flood victims. If you can see, here we go. So you go to GoFundMe.com and you go to, where is it?
It is going to be where you would have, I believe it's floods.
Okay, here, let's start from the
there it
beginning.
is.
GoFundMe.com, okay.
Texas
and then
flooding.
Texas flooding. Okay,
There it
so
is.
it's very easy actually. As soon as you go to GoFundMe.com, go to Texas flooding, donate to support, and there they have the list. Right, is that it?
Oh, that's the flood relief fund that they've established themselves.
Okay,
but
so
yes,
then-
the list of verified ones will come right here, further down. So Discover Fundraisers Inspired.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so GoFundMe.com, and then on the main page, as soon on GoFundMe.com, you scroll down, and there it says Discover Fundraisers Inspired by what you care about, and then that's the verified list of the people.
And if you see one
So-
that doesn't look legit, obviously report those. That way the platform can ensure that they're catching all the rogue ones that do pop up. That's for any
Excellent.
crowdfunding site.
Excellent. So if you see a family's page pop up in your page and you feel a connection with that family, and you said this is a person I want to donate to, go to GoFundMe.com first.
Yeah.
Look at that list of verified families, and if it's not on there, I would stay away for now to be safe. Is what you're saying.
We always bounce things off of the Better Business Bureau's website. Same thing. If we see a business we want to do business, we'll bounce it off the BBB's website and double check their profile. Same thing you would do here for a charity. You can bounce it off of the actual crowdfunding. You can bounce it off of Give.org, which is also our sponsored hub for charities. Give.org is nationwide. It's a great appeal site to start your search if you want to ensure you're on the legit site.
Now, of course, you do have some really big organizations right now that are verified that you can donate to, right? You have the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, all sorts of sites. That said, I have heard that from a lot of people, and I know sometimes people feel like those big organizations already have so much, and they prefer to give directly to maybe the families that are
Right.
impacted,
Right.
or a smaller charity that is not getting as much attention. And so that's really fantastic, folks. It's just you really got to do your homework with the smaller ones like that. I do know that Kerrville, the mayor there himself said that they have established a donation fund that goes directly to the Hill Country, and that is communityfoundation.net. That is a verified fund by the city of Kerrville. All that money that's in it will go directly to the Texas Hill Country all the monetary donations. Communityfoundation.net. All right, going back to some of the other things that you're seeing right now, what kind of scams are you seeing? We're seeing the GoFundMe clones, the Facebook clones. What else are you guys looking for at this point, some of the scams you've seen?
Sure, disaster relief. Anytime you have a disaster, let's just say hurricanes, the same thing. We see service providers move in quickly from outside the area, non-native people that are moving in trying to help. So they're offering services. They'll put you on a list. They'll give inspections, just like a regular storm chaser would. And in this scenario, it's crazy. It's crazy because we will see many pop up. People are back backs against the wall, needing emergency relief, needing services. Some don't have flood insurance. Many don't have insurance on a property, so they have to start from scratch and get the lowest bids. Price gouging is illegal in the state, so we do see instances where service providers will upcharge or charge a little bit more than they would because of we're in the area, but we have an elevated charge or an elevated fee because we're here. We've seen it. It's heinous. It happens with disasters, but it does happen. We haven't seen that instance just quite yet, but we are boots on the ground just to double check it's not happening in the Hill Country. But just heads up, if that does happen, we always go back to get 3 bids, do some homework, bounce again profiles off the Better Business Bureau site, and just double check that these providers are legit.
Yeah, and also in the Better Business Bureau site, you can see the complaints under any company or contractor that have people submitted. So if you see anything that is shady about some specific contractor or organization, I would just stay away from it to be safe. We probably haven't seen as many yet because the rebuilding hasn't begun, right? We're still in the recovery effort at this point, which is, incredibly heartbreaking. But I would say also one of the things, it's already the president has declared a major federal disaster declaration. So FEMA is now here. They've opened up disaster recovery centers. They opened them up just yesterday, and they've already received over 1,000 submissions. You can go online. I believe it's disasterassistance.gov, but just Google FEMA assistance and you'll be able to find the proper one. There's also a phone number. I'm going to see if I can get it for you and write it, post it on there for you so you can get it to call them. But FEMA assistance has opened up, so you can go ahead. That's a great way of getting the help that you need, submitting those claims for you as well. And then, of course, there are disaster relief organizations right now. They're not helping really with the rebuilding. They're just short term, I think, with meals and stuff like that. So that's okay.
We love to see that. We've been in the Hill Country in Kerrville area many times, and we've seen people just step forward and reach out and say, listen, neighbor, what do you need? We're here to help, or let's stay local, or this is our hometown service provider, let's stay local, and that's great. So yeah, every time a non-native group moves into the area, their ears are up, and they're like, look out for these guys, they're canvassing, they're casing neighborhoods, they're not from here, just heads up, neighbor, I've used these referrals, I've used this person before. That's the great part about the Hill Country and San Antonio, to say that as well.
Yeah, and I would say too, if there's a contractor that maybe you're thinking about going with, definitely pick up the phone, talk to them for a while, ask all sorts of questions. If they're not direct, I would stay away. I would make sure that they're not asking for anything that's suspicious, like I need my money up front, right? Things like that. Is that something that you should watch for?
Deposits are not out of the question, but anything over 50% of a total price is kind of out of bounds. Meaning a contractor that wants half of the money up front, that's
too much.
Yeah, it's a little too much, even for small contractors that use that money to buy the raw materials and sources. So we would say a good rule of thumb is a third of the money up front in the form of a deposit. The second third when they show up with material in hand, and the third third of that payment upon completion.
Is there like a list of legitimate verified contractors already that is posted somewhere that we can go to and choose from those contractors?
The best thing I can do, we're impartial to what we have. We have profiles. We stand up everybody we know of. We want to know who's in every community as far as the better. We want to know who's working in our communities. So all those profiles are on the BBB website. If you're looking for a specific provider, you can tailor down your search. If they don't have a profile with the county, with the city, with us, then I'd be leery. I'd be very leery about reaching out and using them.
Is there like a helpline for the BBB where I can call and talk to someone like you who could give me any answers to any questions I have?
Yes, we are on the phones. We do have a phone number. We're running out of Austin, San Antonio area, so we're in different areas. But 844, we have an 800 number, 844 number that is on our website, bbb.org. It'll route you to the right place. Whether you're in Central Texas, Hill Country, San Antonio, there's different areas or call centers, but it's an 800 number. But we are here.
And that's just a customer service person that you can ask all these questions to, and they'll be able to help you and guide you right away.
Our team is ready.
Okay, so feel free to call. Is there anything else that you feel the public should know right now about any scams? This is so important, y'all, because I hate to see people falling scams, and I can't tell you how often I get messages from people who said, hey, I just fell victim to this, and it's all ages. It's all young and middle-aged and older people. So it's not just a specific group of people, because the scammers have gotten so good, like Jason said, using AI and using all sorts of tools, and they look real.
Our senior consumers, Sarah, are pretty savvy. They've been there, done that. They've been around the block. They know, so their guts are churning every time they see something. Our younger consumers, while they're technologically savvy, they're swiping left and they're swiping right a whole lot, and these apps are harvesting a lot of data in the background. So I have to always preach to our younger consumers: watch what you're oversharing in the background with these apps that are running constantly, feeding off your information and possibly stealing your information. ID theft's a big deal. So yes, I would say in this instance, take a breath, pause. There's a lot of emotions tied to giving and to helping. Just make sure you're at the right place and verifying 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 steps. Take that time to verify if that link is real, if that person is real.
So I want to go back to a point you just said here. Not only are they stealing money, they're stealing your identification as well.
Yeah.
How are they getting that ID from you? Is it the minute that you submit your info, they're able to get that?
About 5 years ago, Sarah, if you went to the mall and you filled out a form to win a car, that form you filled out would go about 20 different directions to any marketing company that wants to reach out to you. That's now happening with apps that you're downloading and sites you're visiting unknowingly. The cookies message at the beginning, accept all cookies, that you're allowing people to put tracking crumbs on yourself. That way, every place you go, they're designing a profile persona in the dark web that will mimic your buying habits. So you'll get catered to. You'll see more of those ads pop up that you're looking for. But also, yes, those apps could also be pulling data and creating another you. So it's important to check your credit reports at least twice a year. Check.
That's free, by the way, in
Yes.
a lot of places.
Yes.
It's free for you, so
You
you can
should
just
do
go
that.
online and be able to. I know I've gotten alerts too that say your info is being used. It's been leaked. It's been used on the dark market, dark web somewhere. Yeah.
And it's tough. It's getting tough. So yes, be careful what you share. Don't overshare.
So, but you're saying that I could go to a GoFundMe page and donate if it's a scammer, and not only are they stealing my money, but they can get my info from that as well.
Let's hope not. But yes.
Okay, but it can happen
Yeah,
where
sites
they,
like
they
that
steal
can
your
happen, yeah.
identity as well. Okay.
Correct.
All right. I think we've covered a lot of ground. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please write them under this post, and I can always check back in with Jason, and we could go in and just reply and let you know the answer to that. Thanks again for joining us. Please, we appreciate your generosity, your help. It's been fantastic. The Hill Country community is really thankful for all the donations that have come in. We just don't want you to fall victim to a scam because unfortunately that's happening a lot right now. So be careful, and thank you. Let me know if you request. Be sure to follow me here for the latest updates, and also download the KENS 5 Plus app and the KENS 5 app itself on the phone. KENS 5 Plus is for your TV, so you can watch us and monitor us for free. I'll see y'all later. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's so good to see you.
Likewise.
Thank
Yes, ma'am.
you.
Hopefully it helps. Hopefully it puts you in the right